All right, and we are back. What's going on? I see D. Lynn on YouTube and Instagram. Hello and hello. Can you guys see me okay? A week out of practice here. I've been busy with family stuff, so thank you guys for being patient with us over the last couple weeks. Let's let some people in. I see we are not live on Facebook yet, so hopefully that gets going soon. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Mama Chris, what's up? Great to see you. Roel, hello from Texas. Let's see. I think we're on Facebook almost. Thank you guys. Hello, Colliver 2020 and Bartley. What's up? I'm getting everything set. All right. I know a lot of people are probably watching the UT game, and I'm my man TK. What's going on, brother? Happy New Year to you. We are in the building in Bartley. Yes, we are open for half a day tomorrow. So a 9 to 12:30, 9 to 12:30 in all the offices. Thank you for that question. We're taking questions all. We're not taking questions all night. That's a lie. We're taking questions for the next hour. I think my dad would kill me. I would do it though. TK knows I'd do it. Put me on here for an 8-hour run. I love it. Rachel, what's going on? I see Wesley. I see Robbie. What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's feeling better. I hope Wesley's 100%. What's going on, Gabriel? Thank you, Ann Bartley. And I see Cabby. I bet I mispronounced your name. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to take questions here shortly. If you guys have questions for Doc, go ahead and put them in the comments. We did not get any come in throughout the week. Michelle, what's up? It's a crazy week. So if you guys have live questions, we're going to do live questions the whole time. And we'll stay here as long as we have questions. If there's no questions, we'll let everybody get back to the game, including Doc. Lisa, what's going on? Great to see you. All right, guys, we're taking questions here on Instagram as well. And we're taking questions here. So if you have questions for Doc, we are going to get to all of them. Like I said, we'll stay until we, I know, Tom, we got to, the dogs will be with us all night, I think. All right, we're starting the podcast.
I guess so, yeah.
You guess so? Now we got sound. Hello. Katie, what's up? Great to see you. Let's see here. Teresa, what's going on? Katie, thank you so much for your help today. That really meant a lot to me. Thank you so much. Let's see. Teresa, what's going on? If you're with me on Instagram, let me know who you are, where you're at. We might have the squeakers. But you know what? Nice. I think it adds a little nuance to the show.
It makes it real.
I think it makes it real. Guys, we're live. You know, we're live. We're just hanging out. We're answering questions. I see Teresa's question. Thank you for that. Love you, Katie. All right. Let's if you guys got questions. Katie, why aren't you watching the game? We got the game on to the right over here. But I will need scores. I won't be able to focus too much on it. How's your day? How's your Christmas?
Great. I had a great day. Great Christmas, as you know. You were with me.
I was with you the whole time.
It was very warm. Played a lot of pickleball.
Yeah, and then it got cold.
Then it got cold 2 days ago. Very cold.
Okay, I'm going to ask this for everybody. You guys might not be thinking about it, but I'm seeing Shelly's question. This kind of has to do with Shelly's question. This whole, it was 70 on Sunday, goes to 25 last night. Does that wreak havoc on your immune system? And how do you like? What are you
Good
doing?
question. Yeah, these atmospheric changes can be somehow affect your immunity, I think, because it disrupts your life a little bit. Certainly, there's more colds and viruses that are going around in the wintertime. And when you see a 70-degree day and then the next day it's 19 degrees, I think it affects you. But more, in any event, around this time of year, we have a lot of viruses. There's a norovirus going around, stomach virus. I treated a guy last night with it. I'm sure had that. And there's a lot of flu going around.
Yeah.
There's COVID going around. So what I do, besides get a good night's sleep, that's one thing I really do better in the winter. I sleep better in the winter than I do in the summer.
Because it's darker and it's colder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just comfortable when you jump into bed. But I do take ivermectin,
Yeah.
2 to 3 times a week. Sometimes I take it daily if I'm around a lot of people that are sick, or certainly if you do get sick, take it every day, double the dose. I take the super and the immune formula. I do that, and along with all the other vitamins, and I have my Cofix nasal spray.
Are you taking Cofix right now?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Brought some
Are you
home
doing?
yesterday.
Are you doing your nose as well as your throat?
Yeah.
I think I might do that tonight. Is it night or morning?
Oh gosh, you can do that several times a day
Okay.
if you want.
And you're doing twice, two
I do it
squirts,
2 or 3 times a day.
2 squirts in each nostril.
1 or 2.
Okay.
And a squirt down the throat.
But it's not gonna cause you like stay up super late.
No.
Okay.
There's no effect on your on that
Okay.
at all. So
Okay.
no.
I'm gonna start that tonight. Guys, as you guys know, this is just how I talk to him. I have to. I think I bother him with all this immune system talk.
It's no bother.
I know I do.
He's a little OCD, but no, you don't bother me at all.
All right, let's keep going. We're gonna answer these questions in here. I appreciate you
I
guys.
don't wear a mask. That's one thing I don't do. I don't wear a mask.
No, I know. I see.
You wear a mask?
I don't wear a mask. I see Edna's in here. Edna, thank you so much for your sweet gift. That was so amazing. I got TK's
That
letter.
was- that
TK,
was
thank you for your
great.
letter. I love you, brother. Thank you, Edna. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to answer questions. I see Anna's in here. What's up, Anna? Happy New Year to you. Let's start with this with Shelly, and then we'll get to the question that I think Teresa asked. All right, this question is, what are your favorite supplements to boost your immune system?
Gosh, there's a lot of them, of course. I like the immune formula that we have. But I always take D, take C, take zinc. I like quercetin. I certainly take that every day. I like NAC. I like methylene blue. I think that helps. I saw Andy today, and he takes 2 methylene blue tablets every day for his immune system.
I take 1. Well, shoot, I forgot today. But he does take 2. I take 2 if I'm really not feeling great.
Yeah. So I like those. I like the Cofix spray. Again, getting a good night's sleep, continuing exercising. I get in that infrared sauna almost every morning in the colder months. But those are the main things. And again, if you start to feel something, double up on your C and D and make sure you get your zinc in. Zinc's an amazing mineral for health and immune system. You have to have zinc. As a matter of fact, that's kind of how some of these other medicines like hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin work. They help the zinc get into the virus. Another little trick that you can do is do it if you're really worried about it. If you're around a lot of COVID and you're worried about getting it, then you can spray something called Astelin nose spray up your nose.
Yep.
It's been shown that usually you use that for a really runny nose. I've used it when I've gotten out in really cold weather when my nose tends to just poor.
Mine does too.
And use Astelin nose spray, and it really dries you up. But it turns out that the people that use that during COVID because of allergic rhinitis, that was chronic, they didn't get COVID too much. So if you are around a lot of people with COVID, and now Astelin nose spray is over the counter, you can start squirting that up your nose. So as a matter of fact, I'm doing it now.
Are you really?
I am.
And that's OTC?
Yeah.
Astelin.
It's
Okay.
a good little product. It's different than Flonase. It doesn't work. It's not a nasal steroid like Flonase, and it's not an Afrin like.
I don't like Afrin because we've talked about the addictive nature of it. I don't love that. I don't want to have to take it all the time.
No, it's very addictive. It'll open you right up.
It will, though.
If you have a bad sinus infection, one of the first things I tell people is, besides nasal irrigations, and that's another thing for your immune system, is use the Navage with saline nasal irrigations. But yeah, I mean, if you get a cold, you're really stuffed up from sinus infection, just use that. It'll drain better.
Yeah.
Why make yourself miserable when you can use it for a few days?
True.
Very good little secret trick that you can play, to kind of open you up a little bit. But so in one way, I love it.
But you got to stop it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this up from Katie, and that's why we made the immune complex. That's exactly right. One question I had as you were talking was, I take the super and the immune, the Dr. Rogers super vitamin and the Dr. Rogers immune complex. What's different? I know there's a lot of the same stuff in there.
It boosts the dose up.
So boost the dose up. Is NAC in both?
No, NAC's in the immune. It's not in the super.
Okay. And can I take?
But you have selenium in the super as well, which is good.
Can I take 2 immune and 2 supers?
Yeah. You take 3 supers and 3 immunes if you want. But it just boosts, your immune. It just boosts your vitamin levels up.
Huh. I might do that. I've always switched.
You're not going to worry about toxicity with that.
The only thing that concerns me
you
is
get more zinc too.
Is the amount of zinc.
Well, I always take zinc on a full stomach.
It'd be over 50 milligrams. So.
Yeah, you can get up to 100
of zinc.
Yeah, you can take safely 100. If you get past 100, you start depleting your copper. But I put copper in the super, so to kind of balance that out.
Oh, okay, I like that.
And
to balance out the
boron as well.
To balance out the zinc.
Yeah, from depleting the copper.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Thank you, Katie. All right, Happy New Year to Terry. What's going on, man? Guys, can we just say this is the last show of the year, and I'm glad we're spending it with you guys. 2025. This is the last show.
That's right.
It's the last show. And
we missed last week because of Christmas.
And we missed last week, so we're happy to be here for the last show of the year. As you guys know, we'll be doing it every week next year. Looking forward to that. Let's look for more questions here. Let's get to Teresa. Thank you, Teresa, for being patient with me. What to do for hyperhidrosis? Anything you can take to help? What is hyperhidrosis?
Yeah, that's just excess sweating.
Okay. Yeah.
This depends on how bad there is a drug for that. Gosh, somebody chime in because I know it's not on the top of my mind. I don't use it much. But there is a drug you can use for that works pretty well. Tends to dry your mouth out a lot. A lot of people will use that when they have parotid gland dysfunction. Another thing we do sometimes is shoot Botox in there. I've done that many times.
Yeah.
Not only to armpits, but also in hands. I've done that quite a bit. And that will definitely dry you up. But I'll try to find out the name of that drug. It's a prescription drug that you can use. It's really effective.
That's interesting.
But it can tend to dry you up too much. And it's usually for people that have a glandular disorder. But that's a great question. Botox a lot of times.
Yeah. Is that like a common thing you see? Do people come in?
I won't say that I see it really commonly because, it's a good thing to sweat, to detox. But some people, have excessive sweating and it's embarrassing.
Yeah. One thing I had an athlete ask me, he was sweating a whole lot, way more than normal. It was causing cramping, and he's wondering like how to stop that. But I think it's just like not genetic, but just like who you are.
Consume more salt.
But it's not going to stop the sweating.
No, it just prevents you
Yeah.
from getting hyponatremic and cramping. But I'll see if I can find the name of that drug.
If you guys know in the comments what we're oh, here we go. Let's see if Ruel likes it. Drysol?
Drysol.
There we go. Yes, Ruel. Ruel for the win. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And Ruel, did you get your question asked around or answered around the Cleveland Heart Panel? We put out a couple of pieces of content around the Cleveland Heart Panel. It can get kind of confusing because Quest does bill your insurance. We do not, but Quest does. And we see bills, in different ranges from patients, the bill from your insurance company. But it's generally in the 200 range, unless you're on Medicare. Medicare is free, isn't it?
Yeah,
For Cleveland?
I get it twice a year on my Medicare.
Yeah.
Insurance companies vary a lot, but you can check with them. And again, if you have a really high deductible,
Yeah.
Actually help you meet your deductible. But hopefully, if you get a ridiculous bill, let us know. Let Katie know, and she'll kind of counsel you on that. We've had a few of those. That's the problem with insurance companies is you never really know what you owe.
Yeah.
6 months later you get a big bill.
I
Do I owe
hate
this or
that.
don't I?
I hate that.
And that's why I don't like insurance companies too much. But it's coming around. They're changing things a lot.
Yeah.
I think that insurance companies just don't like to cover a lot of things. And again, like I always say, insurance needs to be for disaster. In my opinion.
We'll put this up here from Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl, for coming in today. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
It was great to see you, Sharon.
All right, let's keep moving. D. Lynn, I see around berberine. Doc, have you seen commercials advertising berberine patches?
No, I
I
haven't.
have not either. What's your thoughts on berberine patches?
I love berberine. I put 3 people on it today. The patches, I don't know. A very few people will get a little upset stomach with berberine, kind of
Okay.
like metformin. I compare it to that. And certainly I've seen metformin creams compounded, but I assume it probably works.
Interesting.
Maybe bypasses the gut. So if you do have problems with berberine, it's not real common, but it can cause loose stool similarly to that metformin can do. So
If anyone has, D-Lynn saying they're OTC, if anyone's tried the berberine patches, let us know in the comments what you think. I see Robin Riddle's in here. Robin Riddle, what's going on? Great to see you. Happy New Year to you and Aaron. Hope you guys have the best New Year ever. Let's see Ruel, I appreciate you back. We appreciate you back. Thank you so much. Let's get to Ruel's question because Ruel answered the Drysol question for us. Let's answer his. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Do the OTC NAC supplements absorb, or do you need the injections? Actually, I think I heard Robin talk about in the functional fertility episode something around NAC or NAD injections, one of the two.
maybe NAD.
NAD injections.
I've
Okay.
never given NAC as an
Okay.
injection. It may be available, but I think the NAC supplements are absorbed pretty well. They certainly, they work in the form of mucomist, so they can reverse a Tylenol overdose. It stands for N-acetylcysteine, but it's a great all-round immune system booster. It's a detox agent. It really helps metabolize alcohol. If you drink a lot and you take a little NAC before your drinking episode, it'll really help you.
Asking for a friend. How long before?
Oh, hour. So
No? Okay.
yeah. You're asking for a friend?
I was hoping you'd catch
yeah,
that.
I just caught that.
I'm kidding. New Year's Eve is coming up. Okay, let's answer this for Ruel as well.
My friend has herpes. How do you treat it? Is that that kind of thing?
All right. I got on modafinil. It's been a game changer for my focus and energy in the afternoons. That's awesome. Modafinil, we've talked a lot about that.
That is a potent. I put an elderly person on that today who's getting a little bit of dementia, very fatigued all the time, and early stages. So I really think it helps your brain. Modafinil, if you go back to my podcast, it's pretty interesting. Little substance molecule.
What are the downsides to that? Are there any like negative consequence? Because it is a drug, right?
Yeah. With any drug, you always weigh the benefits versus the risks. So if you need something, even though I would tell you I would prefer all natural stuff and you eat right, exercise, not take any prescription medicines. I mean, in modern medicine, we've got some incredible medicines. And of course, the GLP-1s. I mean, think of all the medicines that we have that save lives and make life a lot more livable, from penicillin, when it was discovered, from insulin when it was discovered in 1922. Now the GLP-1s, which I read yesterday in the journal about the guy that discovered the GLP-1s died yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, he was a Harvard researcher, and he actually discovered that incretin, which is a gut hormone that makes you stimulate insulin to get the blood sugar down out of your blood into the cells for energy. But he discovered it back in the early 80s. So they've been working on that molecule for a long time, but he discovered it in a bottom-dwelling carnivorous fish. I've never heard the story, but it's really interesting about how they came to discover that brought people's sugars down. And that's how Ozempic and those line of GLP-1s, even the first generation, were discovered. But
and it's just now kind of becoming super mainstream. It was discovered in the 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how long it takes some of these drugs to really come in a form where they're usable and safe.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they even make mistakes, and they can't. Some of them aren't safe. That class of drugs is generally safe, but again, there's people who can't take them.
Yeah.
But one of the challenges, I think, was for them to overcome the nausea.
Yeah.
People got it with it. And certainly the first round of that generation, when you think back to Saxenda, Victoza, that was the complaint. People just couldn't tolerate the nausea. And some people can't tolerate the nausea from Ozempic. And then, of course, we go to Mounjaro. And now we're going to have a third generation out soon called retatrutide. That's going to be another game changer, I predict.
For the nausea, because I know you see this in office, is your first answer to kind of just move medications to see if there's one that doesn't cause that nausea?
No, generally you start out real low and you get used to it. I mean, that nausea usually goes away unless it's violent and you took too much of it. But yeah, I'm glad the modafinil helped you. Certainly, it's the brand name is called Provigil.
Yeah.
And the only downside to that medicine used to be the price of it, but now it's generic. And if you do get that, you need to shop around, because I prescribed it to one guy who had narcolepsy, severe narcolepsy. It was definitely the drug for him. He goes back to Knoxville and goes to CVS, and for 30-day supply for generic modafinil, they were charging him $750. So, of course, he calls my office and he tells me that. I couldn't believe it. So I got on the phone with the pharmacist at CVS and asked him, is that generic modafinil you're selling? And that's $750? He goes, yeah, that's what we sell it for. So I got back on with the patient. I said, go home. Let me look and find something. We found it on GoodRx at Food City for $33.
That's crazy.
That's how much of a ripoff some of these big box pharmacies are. It's unbelievable. And now they kind of force you to get a lot of your prescriptions in a 90-day supply through CVS Caremark. That's one of those other insurance scams that they, the insurance companies buys up these Optum and those things. They control the pharmacy as well as dispensing of the prescriptions, so they're double dipping in a way. Great article in the Journal yesterday about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of get to railing on some of the insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies a lot, but you have to just kind of navigate this terrible healthcare system. We have to really navigate and know how.
I didn't know about the Caremark thing, the CVS Caremark. I didn't know that was like a.
Well, a lot of insurance. Say you have your insurance with a big company, maybe Eastman or something like that, and they make you get your prescriptions filled at CVS.
Okay.
Even
if you can find a better price somewhere else.
Even though you go to a mom and pop shop and they have it, let's say they strongly encourage you to get that through them mail order.
Yeah.
And there's so many billions of dollars worth that are of unused prescription medications that are in these seniors' houses that go unused. So what they do, they get you tied into these prescription plans where, say you're on a medicine that you just take when you want to take it. Most medicines, you take daily, but a lot of them you take PRN as needed.
And you just have it on hand.
Some, yeah, and some people will half them and, miss doses. But anyway, this article is talking about how many millions of dollars worth of prescription medications that these elderly people have laying in their houses that they don't use, because people like CVS Caremark, they have you on auto ship, and they keep sending, because they get paid as soon as they send it for shipment. Unlike when you walk into mom and pop drugstore, you pay for it right there.
Yeah.
So, and they say there's just billions of dollars worth of abuse in unused medicines when they don't even need it. And it's also dangerous for these elderly people because they got all these pills laying around. They get confused.
They can take the wrong one. They can take too much of one.
I mean, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mail order in one way is good, and another way it's bad. But you can still go to your local pharmacy and get a 3-month supply.
Yeah.
But again, you gotta learn how to navigate the system, or you're gonna get screwed. Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna put this up from Cheryl. My thyroid meds cost more when they run my insurance, which is insane. Yeah, that's exactly. We see that quite a bit. So when they run their insurance, it's more expensive.
Yeah. You should always check the GoodRx price of it. A good example of thyroid medicines. We use a lot of NP thyroid, which is desiccated porcine thyroid. I think it just works so much better than Synthroid or levothyroxine for most people. But even NP can get expensive through the pharmacies. But now that company has come up with where you order it directly from the company. You cut the middleman out, and it's really cheap. So if you're on NP thyroid and you're paying too much for it, make sure you check with your doctor. Certainly, if you're my patient, check with my office. But you can save half. So anybody on NP out there, check that out.
Cheryl, thank you for that. I'm going to put this up from Dr. Merrill. Dr. Merrill, what's going on, man? A dealer, not vibe. This is true. I've got the I've got the vibe back there. Dr. Merrill, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being here tonight. So good to see you.
Thanks for taking care of all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's keep moving. Thank you guys for the amazing questions. Thank you for Ruel for that. Question there. Let's see if you guys got questions for Doc. I'm looking at Instagram as well. If y'all have questions for Doc, put them in the comments. Anna's still searching for something for memory loss. We've talked about Cognitex a little bit. Is there anything that kind of rings a bell?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you can take a lot of supplements that help. I like Cognitex. I like Bacopa is a really good one. Phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine. Most forms of choline really help, but I love methylene blue. That's one of my favorites. It's over the counter. It's safe. I don't like the Aricept and Namenda. I just don't think they work, and they have a lot of side effects. My mom was put on those for her Alzheimer's. Didn't help, and expensive. That's another one of those medications that probably just keeps coming. And, it really doesn't help much, in my experience. So I would definitely take something like modafinil over a Aricept and Namenda type medication. And there is a new one out that's actually an injection for Alzheimer's. It's the new, God, it's one of those that ends in MAB, which means it's more of an immunologic type biologic drug. But it may slow down a little bit, but I mean, you've got at least a 1 in 10 chance of having a major brain bleed with it. So it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's that effective. Probably never should have been approved in the first place. But anyway, and again, we're always searching, but there's always outside the box stuff like the methylene blue, like the modafinil. I've even used Adderall off label for some of these people.
And does that help with memory or focus? Or
Both.
is it, I guess it's
Both.
kind of
What
related.
is memory, focus? I mean, it's related.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Intertwined.
Thank you so much, Anna, for that. I hope that helps just a little bit. I'm looking at, let's see here. Terry, hopefully I can help with this. Did you know that cat scratch fever and Lyme can cause every mental illness, dementia, and many chronic illnesses? Researchers' lectures are at allspy.org, neuroimmune.org, Psychology Redefined. That's super interesting. Terry, have you heard of this, Doc? I
haven't read those articles, but certainly there's no doubt in my mind that I don't know so much about cat scratch fever, which can really cause a lot of mental problems. But
what is that? I've never
Lyme, what's where there's a particular, I forget the name of the bug it comes from, but yeah, it's from a cat scratch. It's not Ted Nugent's song either. Cat scratch fever. It's a great song, but it's an infectious. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what organism it is, but again, and Lyme, because most of these things go undetected. You don't even know you had them, didn't recognize it. But Lyme can be one of those things. It's the great masquerader. It's hard unless you have that bullseye rash and you get it early. I mean, 90% of the time people have Lyme disease, they never knew they had a tick bite. But there's all kinds of other tick-borne illnesses. I was looking at a case today about one. I'm going to do a tick bite panel that checks for all the different Babesia, Borrelia. There's all kinds of vectors out there. And certainly, we're all kind of walking around, like a loaded gun. There's some trigger on most things. And a lot of times it's infectious. It's just crazy how a lot of autoimmune, especially arthritic conditions, can be caused by infections. And sometimes I'll empirically put them on an antibiotic for it for a while. I had a case today where treated a patient, nobody could find anything, and I just decided to empirically put him on 2 months worth of doxycycline. All his aches and pains went away. When he got off of it, they came back. So you're right, there's an infectious etiology to a lot of these chronic autoimmune diseases that we're not sure about. But you're right. There's most of the stuff you come down with is not hereditary.
That's super interesting.
Look at all the Parkinson's studies.
Bartonella is
Yeah,
the name.
Bartonella.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry.
That's one I checked. That's on that panel I checked today.
That is super interesting. Thank you, Terry, for that. We'll check out more on those research links. That's super interesting. Thank you, Terry.
I believe that.
Yeah.
The other thing that causes schizophrenia, it's a major cause of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is usually discovered when you're young, late teenage years.
I have no clue.
Marijuana.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like 30%. It's high. If a young person smokes marijuana early, their brains aren't developed enough. And there's a lot of schizophrenia caused by marijuana use.
And schizophrenia is not bipolar disorder.
No, two different things.
Okay. Similar symptoms?
Not really. With schizophrenia, it's more of a delusional psychosis, hallucinations, and
Okay.
it's way more serious than bipolar.
Got it.
Bipolar is just a new buzzword for what we used to call manic depression.
Okay.
But somehow everybody's bipolar nowadays, but to me, they're just a person who has mood swings. Sometimes severe enough to where you would call it the old manic depression, but they don't like that term anymore. But certainly some medications can help that, at least help some of it. They don't really treat the cause. You're right. They treat the symptoms like most of medicine.
Terry, thank you for setting us up with that. I want to say, put this up from Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. 16.7. That's not great. Are we down 16.7 or up? Maybe we're up.
I think we're down.
We're down. Okay.
We're down.
I see Carter's in the building. Carter, what's going on? Happy Tuesday to you, as always. I want to put this up from Shelly. Express Scripts mail order now has to have each refill approved by the patient before they will send it. That's great.
Good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Shelly. All right, let's keep moving here. I know I'm missing questions. Let's see where I'm at. Let's see. Let's get to Lisa here. Lisa, thank you for being with us as always. I'm still having great difficulties with certain electrolytes, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Also, my creatinine has gone up to 2.6. I'm trying hard to drop that number. I don't know anymore what to do for my electrolytes to bring them into somewhat normal range. Any thoughts on this being short gut syndrome since my colon resection due to large colon tumor? Thoughts on daily routine to help electrolytes?
Yeah, certainly could be the cause of it. Probably is. It's malabsorption for sure. You certainly can't get all your electrolytes through a daily IV. You can when you're in the hospital recovering, but I mean, you can, your creatinine, going up like that, that's a pretty high number. You need to be seeing a nephrologist. I'm sure you are. I hope, it doesn't get to the point where you need dialysis, but that's certainly level 3, maybe 4 kidney failure. There's certain things you need to be doing, which I'm sure you're doing. But your electrolyte, you can take gummy electrolytes. You can drink Elemental. You can certainly do that. I don't know how your blood pressure is, but I'm pretty sure you're diabetic. I think I'm right that you may be a diabetic. And diabetes causes kidney problems. You might even think about taking the medicines Jardiance or Farxiga, or maybe one of the GLP-1s. You need to talk to your nephrologist about it, but sometimes that will help. And sometimes they don't think about it. They just think, well, this is for diabetics or weight loss, but a lot of times it's for partially reversing diabetic nephropathy, renal failure from having diabetes. Certainly, you're one that should be monitored closely by a great endocrinologist and a nephrologist.
Lisa, thank you for that question. I hope that helps a little bit. We're always thinking about you, Lisa. Thank you for being here. All right, we're going to keep moving here. This is awesome from Christine. MP went up when changed insurance. Your office called the pharmacy and told them I had to take that, and now it's back to from 110 for 9 days to 30 for 9. That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's
that's what I want people to know about.
Yeah.
I just found this out recently.
Yeah. Thank you so much for putting that in the comments, Christine. All right, let's go to Danny here on YouTube. There we go. I've been taking creatine 4 to 5 grams per dose. Gives me a nervous stomach. Any recommendations for Danny here?
I don't know what you mean by nervous stomach.
Maybe like not queasy. I don't think that'd be queasy, but just like an upset stomach.
I don't know. That's what we're guessing what you mean by nervous stomach.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're taking it on an empty stomach. You probably should take it with a little bit of food. I always mix mine up with protein, perfect aminos. And certainly, any medicine could upset your stomach or cause a side effect.
Could be too much too, maybe.
And that's not a high dose. Yeah, but you're right. You always think, am I taking this with food? What else have I eaten?
Yeah.
Let me just try half a dose to get used to it. I don't get a lot of complaints about creatine upsetting people's stomachs. Certainly, the doses are 5 grams for muscle, 8 grams for bones, 10 grams for brain. So everybody's, through all the research, has a tendency to move the dose up a little bit. Certainly you don't need to until you make sure it is tolerated better on your stomach. But nervous stomach, can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
So need more definition on what is a nervous stomach. Is it bloating, gas, diarrhea, nausea? Like you said, queasy maybe.
Yeah.
But it could be. I mean, anything like that can cause it.
Danny, I hope that helps a little bit. If you can give us any more context, let me know in the comments, and hopefully we can help a little bit more. I'm going to find where was I? Saw another great question, and now I can't find it. Let's see. Sorry, guys, a lot of great comments here. I'm going to put this up from Roel. I want to see what you think of his goal to increase his nitric oxide. What do you think about that health goal?
That's a great health goal. A lot of people like to use L-citrulline for that. It's one of my favorites. It's interesting because we talk a lot about methylene blue, which is a nitric oxide antagonist. But if you do a deep dive, they work kind of synergistically. They work on different systems. So you can do them both for benefits. But yeah, a lot of people want to do that because you increase vasodilatation, which is great not only for preventing heart disease, but erectile dysfunction, circulation. Certainly, Viagra and Cialis are vasodilators.
Yep.
That's what they do. I had a patient last week who sent me a picture of her hand, and one finger was completely white and cold. And it's called Raynaud's. Now, why just one finger did, but it was from here on, totally white, no circulation at all, usually through vasospasm. Turns out she'd had a previous surgery on that finger and had a pin in it for years. And they'd done this once before, but she was kind of a little bit panicky about it. So guess what? I called her in to the drugstore that night, and it reversed it in about 15 minutes.
I have no clue.
Viagra.
Really?
Yeah, worked really well.
That's so interesting.
I put a lot of women with Raynaud's.
Yeah.
On
does it normally affect the whole hand?
Cialis. Yeah, it's usually fingers.
Okay.
All of them. This is one. It's probably from a previous injury that predisposed that, but that was just an unusual case.
That's so interesting. Thank you, Roel. Methylene blue, which one is better, the liquid or the tablet?
Gosh, they're both equally good. It just depends on which one you want to put up with. I ended up taking the tablets because the vitamin C is in there. You need vitamin C with methylene blue to make it absorb better. So I just ended up taking the tablets. Plus, it's not as messy. Now, you can titrate the number of drops better with the liquid.
Yeah.
So that's one advantage of that. Each drop has 0.5 milligram. So, if you get up to dose, you're going to be putting a lot of drops in there. But one little bottle, which is not expensive, has a lot of drops in it. It'll last you forever. It's probably more cost effective to do it that way. But you also, may get blue tongue, blue teeth.
You definitely will.
So the pill is probably my preference right now. But,
I think some people they're definitely partial to one or the other. I take the tablets just for convenience.
Plus, if your dogs get into the liquid, it's not good. I've shown this picture a million times where my dogs got into it.
You got into a whole bottle. Doll,
Moving
thank
the
you so much.
carpet, the wood, their fur. I mean, that stuff will not come out.
All right, I'm seeing if I got. Let's see where questions are. See TK with the article. Yes, Tom, if you'll comment your article. Tom wrote an amazing article that mentions us, and so sweet of him. And if you put it up there, I'll share it. I can't get to it with my setup at the moment. But if you share it in the comments, I'll put it up on screen for you. Let's go to, let's see. Thank you, Dr. Merrill, for those kind comments, man.
Dr. Merrill will take care of you.
He's the best. He's the absolute best.
If you have any kind of, even more than a chiropractic problem, he looks at it kind of holistically.
Yeah, he's the best. I saw him.
He told me years ago the vaccines weren't good for you. And I didn't believe him.
Oh, gosh.
Now I believe him. We don't want to get into that.
We don't.
Kicked off of here.
We don't want to get into
I
that.
believe his way ahead of his time on that.
Dr. Merrill, you are ahead of your time. Still are. Thank you so much for being in here tonight. All right, let's see where I can. Let's see what Lori is saying. I'm sure I've missed people. If I have, I'm super sorry. I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's and the levothyroxine. It was down for months, not able to function, gained 23 pounds in 3 months on it. I just recently took myself off. I use iron, selenium, folic acid, and feel like a human again. Is there anything else that can treat this besides, it sounds like, levothyroxine?
Yeah, I don't like levothyroxine. Like I said before, I much prefer the desiccated, natural porcine preparations, because they not only have, levothyroxine and Synthroid just have T4 in them. If you're not converting that to T3, which is the active form of thyroid, it's not doing you any good. And I have seen a lot of weight gain with Synthroid and levothyroxine. Amazingly, you think you'd lose weight with the thyroid replacement, but I've seen a lot of weight gain with it. For some reason, some people can't tolerate it very well. They feel worse. Certainly, anybody with Hashimoto's should probably follow antibody levels just to see how it's working. It'll never go to zero, most likely, but certainly anybody with Hashimoto's needs to go gluten-free. They also need selenium and zinc. And, I'm a big believer in folate, not folic acid. I would take methylfolate, because there's a good chance you have a genetic mutation like most people do, at least on one allele. But yeah, I like those ways. I like low-dose naltrexone for Hashimoto's. Iodine's one of those things that you got to be careful about. You need to measure it through a spot urine test before you go get on a big dose of iodine. But certainly a small dose of iodine is not going to hurt anybody. As a matter of fact, I put it in my supervitamin.
Yep.
Along with selenium and methyl B vitamins, including methylfolate. But yeah, it's really interesting when I do a Cleveland panel and I look at all this stuff and realize, hey, this person's had the MTHFR double gene mutation their whole life. They never knew about it. Their folic acid level's 3.
Yeah.
They wonder why they don't feel good.
Yeah.
You get them methylated folate and B12, B6, trimethylglycine, maybe get that homocysteine level down, and they feel like a different person.
Lori, thank you for this question. Let me know in the comments if that is helpful. We're going to keep moving here. Thank you, Terry, for the sweet words. Let's see if I can find. Oh, okay. I see from NY Debs. There we go. Best advice for helping kidneys, potential kidney stones breaking up and passing through urine as we wait for a kidney doctor appointment. It seems that they are hydrating. If I can, hydrating comes out clear after things pass through.
Yeah, of course, you got to drink a lot of water. Sometimes there's some citric acid supplements a lot of people use to help them break down a little bit. Again, when you pass a stone, always keep it and save it and see what it's made of. usually calcium oxalate. You might want to go on a low oxalate diet, but also usually put people on Flomax to help them pass the stones, which is a prescription prostate medicine, but it helps open things up and come through a lot easier. So that's kind of what I do. Hydration.
Thank you, NY Devs, for that question. I'm going to put this up from Terry. I missed this. This is super interesting on LinkedIn. Did you see Yankner's research at Harvard showing that a cheap nutrient, lithium orotate, which we did a podcast on, reverses memory better than any Alzheimer's drug at $200 a year versus $22,000 a year?
I need to write that down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use it personally. I use lithium orotate because of that. I looked on gosh, what's the guy's name that does all the blueprint? He's the guy that sold Venmo for all that money.
Oh, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, who I actually met with this past spring, had a meeting with him. That's on his list for sure. But yeah, I believe you. I do believe you. I want to look at that study, but yeah, it's amazing.
It seems amazing. So it's Yankner's research at Harvard. That's very. It's just interesting, the timing too. You did the common sense episode on that. It is lithium. I'm not. Is that a misspell?
Yeah, lithium orotate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Terry, for putting that in there.
And very safe. It's not like a prescription lithium that we
right.
used to write for a lot of manic depressive, what we used to call them, and you have to monitor their kidneys, check levels. But lithium orotate is very safe. I take it.
All right. Let's see here if I can find any more questions here. If not, call it a year. If you have any questions, put it at the end.
Call it a year, not just a night. Let's call it a year.
Biddy T, what's up? Jordan, what's going on? Great to see you guys. I hope I haven't missed any questions over here. If I have, I apologize. We'll take a few more questions, guys, if y'all have them. Then we're going to get to the Vols.
I thought we were going to call it a year.
If there's no more questions, we're here. Happy New Year to you, NY Debs. Well, okay. It seems like we're not getting any questions. If one, let me know how we did. Let me know in the comments how we did. Two, Tom, I'm going to figure out a way to share the article once we get off here. And three, I hope everyone has just the most amazing 2026.
Me too. I will tell you one, since we have 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about a great patient I met today, a brand new patient. Almost 90-year-old gentleman who was a PhD chemist. And we had just a great visit. And he looks like he's about 70 years old.
And how old is he?
He's 90. And, one reason I like to spend time with my patients just to get to know them from a personal aspect. So I got to know his life history, basically. And then he came to me because he really wanted to. He was only on a small dose of 1 blood pressure medicine. He took a lot of supplements, and he just got smart. And he takes ivermectin twice a week, which made me happy. And he came to me to really kind of feel out. He'd heard about the kind of practice I have and feel out, what he could do to preserve his memory, prevent dementia, stay in shape, and build a little bit of muscle.
Okay.
And because he's a fairly thin guy, as most 90-year-old guys are going to be, they're usually not going to be too heavy.
Right.
You don't see many obese 90-year-olds walking around.
No.
You may see them in a wheelchair, but they usually look 90 and they're probably 70. But anyway, it's just an interesting guy. This really interesting life. He went, he's a PhD chemist, so he's obviously very smart, but he grew up in Florida, and he went to Duke University for his undergraduate. Then he went to Cornell for his graduate school in chemistry. Then his PhD in what we call a postdoc at MIT.
Yeah, smart dude.
Then he got a Fulbright scholarship and studied in France. And he speaks fluent French. And so he had a great career at Eastman as a lead chemist. And retired early at 55, and he did a lot of mission work and things in Haiti and some of these other countries down in South America, Central America. But it was just an interesting visit. He said one time he was in some country and they needed, gosh, where was it? Yeah, it might have been in Haiti, because I think it's a French colony descent. But anyway, so a big wig politician, I don't know if it was a dictator or whatever, but was speaking to a large group of people, and he spoke French, and there was a lot of Americans in the audience, so they needed an interpreter. So he spoke French, so he went up there and interpreted. And this guy, he said the guy's speech was so fast. He says it went on for an hour and a half. He said, my brain was so jumbled, I had to quit. He said, I had to sit down. My head was so mixed up, with and as smart as this guy is. Can you imagine trying to do something like that?
I couldn't.
I just got a big kick out of visiting with him. And of course, he's interested in aging well. And, I told him that I hope we're sitting here when he's 100 years old and I'm 80. And, we both have some muscle and good brain power and stay lean, don't develop metabolic syndrome. And, but just an interesting patient.
Do you have any insight as to why he seems like a very healthy guy at 90? Like what his secret has been, to get to where he's at now? Obviously, he's interested in continuing to improve his health.
It's healthy lifestyle. He kind of reminded me a lot of my 104-year-old patient that I actually had on my podcast a few years ago when he turned 100. And when I asked him the same thing, he said, there's two reasons why I'm like this. Number one, my faith. Number two, my positive attitude. I'll never forget that.
God, and that's like in all of our control.
Yeah. But he took vitamins. He ate good. He walks every day. Very healthy. Maintains good relationships. Helps out other people. So that kind of thing.
Let's get to two questions and then we'll call it a year. One for Shelly. We've talked a little bit about seasonal affective disorder before. What do you see that helps with this? I know we're kind of in that. We're heading into January.
One of my friends asked me that today. As we were walking at lunch, we had to go to the mall to walk indoors because it was so crowded.
Yeah.
Or because it was so cold and the mall was so crowded.
Was it really?
Yeah.
With walkers?
Full of people. Yeah. People in that and going to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of holidays.
Kind of holiday, yeah.
Yeah, light. Get you a 10,000 lux light and get underneath the light. I rarely have to use antidepressants. I don't like to use them much. I don't think they work that good as far as prescription, unless it really gets severe. But exercise and light. Red light's effective. I like infrared sauna. You just have to double down on your sleep and your routines, and but if you really need, and also take vitamin D and C. Very, very effective. And if you get real stressed out, you can also take stress formula, which has L-theanine, saffron, ashwagandha. Those are herbs that are my favorite for, kind of adrenal adaptogens, what we call it. So I hope that helps.
Shelly, thank you for that. That's a very timely question. I know that
right now it's hitting a lot of people.
Yeah, that helps.
Let's do what I do in February every year. Go to Florida for a week or two.
Also, look at your face. Can anybody tell Doc's face is a little
red, splotchy?
A little red.
I'm doing the 5-FU calcipotriene right now. I always do it during the holidays, so I'll blister my face so it'll clear up.
It might be the only time we see
for sun damaged skin.
Might be the only time we see you in a mask on the show is when you're trying to cover up.
That's right. I did that one year, didn't I?
Yeah.
I should have worn that tonight.
Let's get this from Jay. Thank you, Jay, for being here as always. If you have a CT calcium score of 3.5, do you need to change any lifestyles for a woman that is 47?
That's a great score.
Okay.
No. That is a wonderful score. Very, very low, almost perfect. Lifestyle change, exercise, diet, sleep. And the women, especially around 47 years old, start looking at your hormones. Estrogen's cardioprotective.
Jay, thank you for that question. It's a great question. Guys, we're calling it a year. Let us know how we did. Thank you guys for the 10s. Roel, I see you. TK, I see you. I'm going to turn the podcast off here. Real quick, we got a few people coming in here. Thank you, guys. I want to thank all of you. Thank you for being here all year with us doing the show. We do this every single Tuesday, 7 to 8. We answer questions. We learn from you guys. So thank y'all. There's been a lot of people here tonight that have been with us all year long. So we really appreciate that. We do this for you. And if you didn't come back, I don't know what we would do on our Tuesday nights. So
I'd probably watch the ball game. We're playing pickleball.
Yeah. But we appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to 2026. We're going to continue to build on this show and hopefully make it more and more valuable for you guys. So thank you so much.
Do you have a New Year's resolution? I usually don't like them. I'm going to talk about that in my next podcast. I'll have a New Year's podcast. I think it's going to be good. Recommendations.
Oh, yeah. You're recording that Thursday.
But I don't like resolutions. But you have any? What do you want to do this year?
Resolutions.
Just in one. What do you want to? What do you want to change?
I'd like to create a better sleeping habit.
Okay.
I go to bed too late, and I eat too late.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to have dinner right now.
Yeah, it's a little late.
What's yours?
I want to own nothing, but control everything.
Yeah,
That's my new quote. Actually came from Rockefeller.
Is
I
that
had to think about that for a long time. Own nothing, but control everything.
Yeah, that's a mind twist.
Mostly yourself. That's a mind thinker.
I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna try to, I guess, improve on your exercise program.
Yeah, I am.
Try to get more of that. I'd like to work out in the mornings. I see. I'm gonna put this up for be better at EMR. That's your resolution.
No.
We'll put this up from Katie. Thank you for that, Katie. Yeah, the patients make this thing what it is. As do God. We have so many of our team that is here in the comments. Katie included. Yeah. You guys are the best.
We've had a busy year. We appreciate everything.
Yeah,
they do, and everybody at PM. And
yeah, thank you to the team.
We like seeing patients. I love seeing my patients.
Yeah, yeah, that is super interesting. You're 70, and that's still like your favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
is interact with the patient. That's really cool. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for the kind comments. And Tom, I might have to put this on my vision board. This will be on my vision board.
That's a good idea.
No more.
Let's build some muscle.
No more bone.
I'm gonna build some muscle this year.
We love you guys. Thank y'all for being with us all year. We're gonna do the same darn thing next year. We'll be back Tuesday. Go from 7 to 8, answering your questions. We hope to see everybody here in a week. I hope everyone has a healthy, safe New Year's Eve. Happy early birthday to Katie and Carter. I hope you guys just welcome 2026. They're turning a new decade here, so we're super pumped for you guys. Hope you guys have the best day and year ever. We love you, and we will see you guys next week. If I can find my outro, I'm gonna get my outro. Love you guys.
Don't go away.